average, Blue Lives Matter, I love my cops, individual will hear this and think I'm just full of baloney, or I'm just trying to be sensitive. This is just real life that happened to me, and so, if I'm not going to embellish it, I'm not going to add extra meaning to it, because I think I could try to preach to you all day about why it happened to me, but you're going to already believe what you're going to believe. I got pulled over. I was driving in Parkville. I had my phone set up so I could see where I was going. I was going to accountability. Talk about Jesus. And I had it up. I was looking at it. I got pulled over, and the cop asked me why I was using my phone. It's a GPS. I'm not like texting, just GPS. Got a warning. No biggie. And I think it was right after I got my license, so I was pretty scared, but just because I just got my license, I was like, if I get a moving violation, I'm in so much trouble. So, a couple months later, I'm driving in Harford County, and I'm wearing an Afghan scarf, which is like the checkered scarves they would wear in the Middle East. Apparently, I shouldn't wear such a thing because it makes me look like a terrorist. It's just a fashion statement. Kanye West wears them. Be offended. I love listening to Kanye West, so you can just straight get triggered off that. And I got pulled over. I think this one was for going. No. It was a Little Tree air freshener. I had an air freshener obstruction on my windshield. The interesting about the entire interaction was the questioning, the way it went. Now, my dad has schooled me how to safely and respectfully deal with getting pulled over. So that means, and I know this is going to sound like I'm just being really, really dramatic and ridiculous, but it works. Keep my hands on the wheel. Don't make eye contact. No quick movements or any sort. Answer all my questions. When I go to reach for my license registration, inform the officer where it is, and anything in between, such as like I had a box knife in my car at the time because I was working at a grocery store, so I notified them like I have a box cutter in between me and my license, so like I'm gonna reach over it, just letting you know. And so the weird thing was the question, because he like asked me where I was going, and I said school. Maybe that was too round of an answer, so he said, what school? I'm obviously on the way to Harvard Community College, but I'll humor you. I'm going to Hartford. Why? Because I'm late for class. I have a test, officer. I try to, keep my tone straight. I don't think I was mad at this point yet. Then he asked me where I live, and I told him I was living in Glen Arm at the time, and he said, Glen Arm, yeah. Same place as on your license? Like an accusatory manner, as if I was lying. Like, no, officer, I'm from Dundalk, and I might be going up here to sell drugs. So this is my second interaction, so I'm already kind of on edge. I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous. Whatever. I get braids. A couple weeks later, I'm with my cousin. We go to leave. I say, look, dude, on the way home, I'm getting pulled over. I swear to you now. Okay, bet. Get in the car. Not 5 minutes on the road. Lights hanging out in my blind spot. I'm double checking it, because I don't know. I don't want to get in an accident or something. I don't know what's going on. Tap my brakes a little bit. He pulls up. Oh, it's a cop. Get pulled over. Do the same thing. The cop was kind of irritated I was being so slow about it. I was trying to find my bag in the back seat. So just grab it. There's stuff in there. Let me know. Whatever. So my tag lights out. That's why I get pulled over that time. The same weekend with these braids in, I'm driving to school again, and I'm getting tailed, and I was so over at that point, because I've had 3 warnings in a span of a couple of months, that I was going down a hill and just didn't press my brakes. So I went over the speed limit. I think it was 4 miles over the speed limit, because I'm such a nut, we're just so violently opposed to authority. I just took off at 4 miles over, full of indignation, and pulled over. I pulled you over? No. You're going over the speed limit. Yeah, okay. took the braids out the day after that. That one was the 4 miles over. So I don't think I've been pulled over since. I don't know, this is probably going to sound ridiculous. I've been pulled over since I got my father-in-law's car under his under his insurance. It was actually under my mother-in-law's insurance, so it just says Dawn for everything. So I don't know if this is not as threatening before as Wesley Harris, who my father has a record, so I don't know if they pull that up too quick, then I'm an ex-convict who's 40 years old. Maybe that has part to play. But the difficulty with it is, and my dad and I had talked about this, he is an ex-con, and so part of the way he taught me was like, look, what cops would have pulled me over for in the past, I would have been doing. Or what would they pull him over for now, he would have been doing 20 years ago. So he's like, guys, and he said this, and he's fully black, so don't be offended. But he's like, guys like us just perpetrate all the crimes. Guys like us are doing the stuff that they're looking for. And in a way, they're just doing their job. They just are trying to find guys doing bad things, and we just get caught up in the middle. So in some ways, though, it's frustrating that you're going to be late to class, you're going to be late to stuff, you're going to have that skip in your heart because you think you're going to get a ticket and you're just got braids in. Treat them with respect because they deserve it. They're an authority over you, like the Bible tells us. It's our responsibility to be respectful to our authorities. But it's difficult to just trying to be living normal life and feeling like you're under a microscope. Because if I had been doing any dirt, I'd have been jammed up. And usually I ask them, like, do you need me to step out of the car? And I don't mean to sound sarcastic. Sometimes I am. Because and that's just because of me as an individual. I'm just never doing anything. So I don't feel like it's worth my time to be profiled, which I know everyone's like, it's not profiling, they're just doing their job. We got a heroin epidemic in Maryland. I get it, I know it. It still sucks. It's an inconvenience. I've had someone recently tell me they were so mad because their kid got sent home from school because they were being really disrespectful and loud in class, disrespectful enough to get in trouble to go home, and the parent was mad. It was like, can you believe that they just sent my kid home? Like, oh, and we got a problem with authority. We're doing nothing, going to college to try. I'm trying to get an education and make something for myself and my family, and I gotta waste my time having a conversation and keeping my hands on the wheel, my head down, so I don't get myself in some trouble. Because, I respect it, but these officers fear for their life. So I gotta fear for mine, right? So I got a disrespect for authority, though. The black community's got a disrespect for authority. It's lame. I got followed around a 7-Eleven, and I was fed up enough to ask them, like, what do you follow me for? Because I'm black. They actually said, no, it's because I thought you were Mexican, but yeah. So double down on the racism, I guess. I've had to actively take my hood off when going into stores. I got followed in by an officer one time walking into a store. We stopped at the door, saw him, and just like, oh, we probably, a black friend, and took our hoodies off. And that's not to just be like obnoxious, but like Trayvon Martin happened. So if you think you're gonna catch two black kids walking around a 7-Eleven with hoods on, you've lost your ever-loving mind. I get it; it's not safe out here. Black people do all the crimes, so we got to make sure we differentiate ourselves. Okay, fine, we'll do.